Okay, so today we're just going to do lots and lots more practice with the geometry, especially with this parallel lines, because you will get this in your test in a few weeks' time. On this 15th of September. Okay, here's number 8. So we kind of started looking at it, and then the bell rang yesterday. So I think it was Dylan yesterday that was telling us, well, he would do straight line to get that value. Then that value and that value would be the same because of corresponding, and then that value and that value would be the same because of corresponding. So let's write that down. So firstly, to get this value here, we need to know what it's called. And remember, I call an angle with 3 letters, not 1 letter, with 3 letters. So this would be K-O-P. Is equal to, KOP plus 130. Together added gives me 180. And this would be angles on straight line. A mark for your opening equation, a mark for your reason. Then we would have to actually get KOP. KOP is equal to 180 minus 130, which is 50 degrees. Then we can say MPG is equal to 50 degrees. Sorry, G, not O. P is my middle angle, that's why I've got the hat on it. Okay, so we have that which is 50 degrees, and that is corresponding angles equal. Which lines did I use for that? Which parallel lines? Because there's lots of parallel lines there. Look for your F. If your parallel lines aren't perfect, you're not going to get that mark. So here's my F. Which parallel lines am I using? Want to tell me, Lorna? Tell me. Okay, so remember that's perfect, it's on that line, but I just told you always do the last letters on that line. So K-O is, you're correct, but I would call it K-L. Okay, so that whole line, and then you said MP, which is perfect, you'd get your mark, no problem. But that whole line is MN. Okay, so Lorna has brought up a very important point that I could technically use any of the letters on that line to show that the line is parallel. That's okay. It just becomes, I don't want to say tradition, but it becomes the norm to use KL because that's the starting and ending parts of that line. So KL parallel to MN. But Lorna would still have gotten her full marks because she identified the correct lines. Keenan? Okay. Number 9. We're going to do number 9. I asked you to do it for homework, but we'll go through it now as well. Let's move this a bit. Okay, number 9. Once again, I can start at any point. I can start alphabetically. I don't have to start alphabetically. Sorry, I had Milo this morning and now it's sitting on my vocal cords. So A, I could try and do A first, but if I don't see my U here, A is going to be impossible to do. What I did see even before I saw A was I saw that I could solve F. What rule would I use for F? Corresponding, no. Co-interior, I could if I had E, but I don't have E. Co-interior, I can't because I don't have E. Co-interior needs a U. There's the U. So no, not co-interior. Remember grade 8? Yes, the corner. There we go. Does not, just because you see parallel lines does not mean that those are the only 3 rules we are allowed to use. We are and we must look at every possibility. And the simple ones are the ones that we tend to forget. And that is my angles on a straight line. So F plus 71 degrees equals to 180 degrees. Angles on straight line. So F would be equal to 180 minus 71 is equal to, ooh, grade 8. Thank you. Okay, I've got F. It's 109 degrees. Now I can do that co-interior that you so desperately wanted to do. What can I say about 109 and E? Why? Angles, and which lines are we using that are parallel? A, B, and? Is that the only one I can use to solve for E? No. If I did this, is that not just an upside down F, upside down and back to front? What do I use when I see an F? Corresponding. That's going to be quicker. Lakona, you would have been correct. You would have gotten it. But I'm going to do it the quicker way. E is equal to 71 degrees. Corresponding angles equal AB parallel to CD. So I've got F, I've got E. What else can I calculate? How would you calculate A? Corresponding angles with C. No, E. E and A together. I don't see any parallel lines with E and A. That's not parallel. So how come you could see the co-interior here easily, but you can't see the co-interior there? Remember, our U's can be in any direction. So we would have A plus 130 equals, what does A plus 130 equal? 180. 180. And what reason are we using? Where's my angles to straight line on A? Co-interior. Still using the fact that AB is parallel to CD. So A is equal to 50 degrees. If A is equal to 50, can I use A to solve C, B, or D? So yes, A. Can I use A to solve C, B, or D? One of these 3. Or would I use, which one would I find quite easily, and what would the reason be? Yes, Likona. B is 1, okay. I haven't used A, but yes, perfect. 130 degrees, vert, op, angles equal. That's perfect. But I'm still trying to use A, or I'm trying to guide you to use A for something. Yes, Keenan.
Basically opposite. They shouldn't see the 130 degrees on 50 degrees for angles on a straight line.
C can be 150 because of angles on a straight line. Perfect. But then can we also automatically know what D is?
Yes, no, because vertically opposite.
Vertically opposite angles. I'm just going to move this up a bit. So 130 degrees plus C equals to 180 degrees. Angles on straight line. Therefore, C is equal to 50 degrees. Therefore, D is equal to 50 degrees because vertically opposite angles are equal. But what I was trying to get to is the fact that we can use alternate angles to find D. So I'm just going to move this down quickly. So there's my A, and I found the vertically opposite, but look here. There's my Z. So A would be equal to D. What reason would I use? Specifically making A equal to D, what reason would I use? Lekona? Huh? Not co-interior? Alternate angles. Okay, this is why we have to practice so we can actually see them. But the way we did it is perfect. We got what we wanted, we got the right answers, we just used different tools. But the more tools you know and the more tools you can identify, the easier it will become to do. Okay, the ones that I want to practice today is number 10. So circling number 10, please. Number 12. Number 13. And number 14. 10, 12, 13, and 14. I'm going to give you about 10 minutes. Please ask if you get stuck. Please start now. 10, 12, 13, and 14. I'll show each question now. Go strongly, corner. Okay. 10, 12, 13, and 14. So there's number 10. Let's take this away. Number 10. As soon as you finish, Kiana, just let me know and I'll move on. Any questions? Yes, Kina? Pardon? What about the first answer? Not yet. Have you done 12, 13, and 14? Continuous 12, 13, and 14. Yes, Kiana. To next number. You want number 12. Yes. The card should be that side. Next one. You so busy? Okay, only 2 more minutes and we're going to start looking at it. Just reminding you again that your test on the 15th is on all this geometry and Pythagoras. So when I see you the Monday, the next time I see you, we will go over Pythagoras again, even though Mr. White might have done it. But that is what will be in the test on the 15th. Next one. Number 13. Who's finished up until number 14? Yusuf, you done? Anita, are you done? Number 13, but not number 13. Alita? Remember, when I go through the answers, it will only be one possible solution, okay? Does not mean that you got wrong. If you want to ask or something, whether what you did was correct or not, please ask, okay, so that you know. So we're going to start marking this one quickly. Yes, Keenan? Pardon? Oh, my apologies. Okay, so number 10. The first one that I did was P because it was on a straight line, so it was quite easy to do. P plus 60 plus 50 gives me 180 degrees. So 180 minus 50 minus 60 equals 70 degrees. Then I saw that I had a Z here. So N is equal to 70 degrees as well. And that would be alternate angles are equal. Then I saw that N and P and Q are corresponding angles, so then Q is also 70 degrees. Then I saw that 50 and K together are co-interior angles, adding up to 180, so that would be 130 degrees. I also saw that there's my F. 50 and M are corresponding angles, and therefore M is equal to 50, and H and M are vertically opposite angles, so H is equal to 50. So this is what my full answer looks like. Again, this is only one possible solution. So there is my P on a straight line, so P is equal to 70. Just hold on, Lorna. N, I said alternate angles are equal using my parallel lines. Q was vertically opposite to N. K plus 150 gives me co-interior angles. M and that 50 degrees is corresponding, and then H is vertically opposite to it, giving me vertically opposite angles. That is what I had done, Lorna. Do you want to confirm that what you did is correct? So you want to tell me your first one? I know, but I want to do you want to confirm that the reasons are correct? Yeah. So tell me what you did first and what reason.
So the only different one is my aim. So for my reason, I said it was vertically opposite and aim.
Just hold on a second. Say that again. N and M. You said N and M were vertically opposite. N for naughty and M for monkey. How would those two be vertically opposite? H, yes, perfect. M and H are vertically opposite, so you could do that. You could have even seen the triangle and done interior angles of a triangle. Anyone else want to confirm something they did? No one? Can we go on to the next one? Number 13. Okay, number 13. 12, I mean. Yes, Keenan?
Obviously, you carry on.
But how is it corresponding?
And because the soul is
You saw the
Z.
Z isn't corresponding.
Oh.
Z is alternate. Thank you, Ria. So here's my Z. So they'll be equal here. So KLM is equal to 30. Alternate angles are equal. Which parallel lines did I use? KJ and ML, LM. After that, I can also say that U is equal to 30 degrees because KL is parallel to MN, and that is my alternate angles. So there's an alternate, and here's an alternate. So what is the very tricky part there is mentioning the correct parallel lines. Okay, so there, and you look for the lines that's got the arrows on to mention. So KJ and LM both have the single parallel line, and then for this one, KJ and MN have the double arrow. Pardon? Okay, KL, it's fine. Okay, so yes, U is equal to 30, but you had to do alternate twice, and there was nothing else that you could do. That was in that one very unique equation, that was the only thing you could do was alternate. Okay? Number 13, for some reason, it seemed to be a bit more difficult for some of you. Okay, number 13, I only have this number here. So if I do this, I can see that X is corresponding to 136. So X is equal to 136. Corresponding angles are equal. W would therefore also be equal to 136. And there's two possible reasons. The one is vertically opposite from the X. The other one is alternate angles. So W is also 136, Keenan. I can't hear you. Need to. So tell me how you did it. That's fine. Perfect. What's your reason? What are your parallel lines? Fantastic. And okay.
And then I said W plus 44 degrees equals 180 and 139.
Perfect.
And then I want to 180 minus 44 is 136.
Okay.
And then for W, I said X is the opposite.
Perfect. That would have gotten you full marks. Okay. So he started with V and then W and then X. I started with X and then W. And then I could go straight line with W, Lorna. Or I could have also done the the co-interior over here. So you're still getting to the right place. So V is 44, W is 136, and X is 136. And there were multiple possibilities. Anyone else with questions on that one? This is what I did. For number 13, I said W was 136, alternate angles are equal with RS parallel to TU. And then I said X was 136 degrees, vertically opposite angles are equal. And then I said V plus 136 is 180, angles on a straight line. So V is 44 degrees. But there are many, many ways that you could have gotten it. Keenan had one. The one that I explained to you is different to the one I wrote down. There are lots of possibilities. Any other questions or you want to confirm? Please remember, if you're going to use parallel line rules, you have to state your parallel lines. I see some of you writing. Number 14 is our next one. Okay, I do need to move on. Okay. Number 14. Number 14 was actually quite a nice one. I could do F quite easily using alternate angles first. So F would also be 15 degrees. XY is parallel to ZW or WZ. And then what I did was I went G was angles on a straight line, which would give me G plus 115 equals to 180, and therefore G is equal to 65. That's not the only way. Keenan?
I think G plus 115 into the angle, and then X, Y is parallel to WZ.
Okay, and then how did you get F? How did you get to F?
And then I think F plus 65 equals 180 degrees, and we're going to straight line.
Perfect. So you went the opposite way. You did the co-interior first and then the straight line. You could have also done the co-interior and the alternate. Okay, so there are many other options. Anyone else want to confirm? Okay, going to exercise 15, please. It's almost the last one in the book. So go past the bicycles. I mean, if you're going from the back, exercise 15. It looks like that. So now the only difference with these questions is that it's not straightforward numbers. That is the only difference. I still use all my rules. So I have all these angles around one single point. So what rule would I use? Angles of a revolution. Here I have all these weird angles on a straight line. What rule would I use? Angles on a straight line. What rule would I use at number 3? Look at number 3. Don't just guess. Where? I want to get that. I want to solve for x's. Co-interior angles. Yes. And the last one, this last one on that page. Corresponding angles. So all those rules are still the same, but how would my answer look a little bit different? So let's do number 1 and 3 together, and you are going to do number 2 and number 4. What is going on? It's like moving all school around. Okay, exercise 15, number 1. So we already decided that we could see there was 1, 2, 3, 4 angles around a point, and we called that angles of a revolution. What did we do before when we had normal numbers? We said that plus that plus that plus that equals 360. So I'm going to do that again. This angle is x plus 10 degrees. That angle, 90. That angle, this one here, BPC, 3x minus 30 degrees. And then what about CPD? 90. And adding them all together gives me 360. And my reason? Angles of revolution. Perfect. So now I just have to do like terms. Okay. So 10 plus 90 is plus 90 minus 30. 160. X plus 3x. 4x. I want to get the x by itself. Take the 360 over, becomes minus. 360 minus 160. Now I have 4x's. I only want 1x.
Now you're going to divide the 4x by 200.
We're going to divide both sides by 4, not the 4x by 200. Because I want the x by itself. 200 divided by 4 is equal to 50 degrees. So it's only tricky if you don't know your like terms. If you know your like terms, it's exactly like everything else we've done. So I need you to write that down. But I also need to do the other one before the bell rings. So let me rather do the other one first and then take a picture and send on the group if we don't have time. Okay? Number 3. We already decided number 3, which reason would we use? We said co-interior. So what do we do with co-interior? We say angle plus angle equals 180. So my angle is 4x plus 18 plus my second angle is x plus 12, and we say that that is 180 degrees. And my reason? And which lines are parallel? And NP. Fantastic. So I have 4x plus x, 18 plus 12. What's my next step?
180
Fantastic, which is equal to 150. I have 5x is equal to 150. What now? Fantastic. So I have x equals to 30 degrees. So I'm going to open that up so you can write both of them down. If the bell rings, I'll send on the group anyway. What I'm going to write down now on the board is the work that you will be doing next week when you're at home, which I will also put on the group, okay? I just need to find where I wrote it down. Yes, Keenan. I mean, Liam. Sorry, Liam. For next week, it's already on the grid. So I'm going to send it today instead of in the middle of the week. So I won't send you another message, okay? So remember, the reason why I'm giving you so many is because you have a test on this coming up and I need you to practice, okay? Round about Thursday or so, you can start asking me for a memo and I will send it to you privately. I'm not going to send it on the group because I don't want group 2 to see it because they also need to practice. Does anyone want to take a photo now because they can't see it on the group? They can't see it on the group. Okay, then come take a photo now, please. I will put it on the group, but if you can't see it on the group, I need you to come take a photo now.